Hello, I'm Carrie Hennessy. Welcome to a festive edition of The Dirt. An easy and economical way to dress up your house for the holidays is by extending the life of your outdoor containers with fresh cut greens. Today I'll show you which plants make the best decorations and how to assemble them at home. When selecting branches and boughs for your containers, you want to select ones that have longevity. If you're anything like me, these will be up till at least Valentine's Day, so you want to choose ones that will retain their color as long as possible. Johnson's Gardens in Cedarburg offers boughs already bundled for your convenience, but you can also borrow from plants that are in your own yard. Blue spruce is nice, but the needles are awfully sharp, so Fraser is a softer option. Mixing in some white pine offers a lovely texture contrast, and boughs of mugo pine and Scots pine create rigid vertical lines. Plus, any pine cones on the branches are an added bonus. Boughs of junipers and arborvitaes also add different texture and color. The absolute must-have for your containers is red twig dogwood. It naturally adds the perfect pop of color. Crabapple varieties like Red Jewel that hold onto their fruit long into winter add brightness too. I'm always on the lookout for something out of the ordinary, like these barberry and St. John's wort. Dried Annabelle hydrangeas make perfect ornaments, especially when jazzed up with a coat of spray paint. And don't forget perennials. Dried stalks of ornamental grasses are beautiful and airy amongst the heavier evergreens. Northwind switchgrass and little bluestem work very well. To keep the plumage from shattering, just coat the seeds with a little hairspray. If plants have good structure and are sturdy under windy and snowy conditions, nothing is safe from my pruners. Even stems of autumn joy sedum make pretty winter bouquets. Now that we have a nice assortment of greens, it's time to get down to business. The best containers to use are ones made of a synthetic material that won't expand and crack when the material in size freezes and thaws. If you plan to only have the displays out for about a month, you can probably get away with the fancier ceramic ones. Fill the pot with a light soilless mix, or compost will also do in a pinch. And just like when you're doing your summer containers, keep proportions in mind. The taller the pot, the taller the branches you'll need for balance. So when you're putting your branches in, if you're using ones that were pre-bundled and you didn't just cut them fresh, make a new cut because there is still moisture in this pot, and at the end we will put some water in. But these fresh cuts will allow the water to come up, and then when we have thaws, it'll replenish these and keep them from drying out. So I've got the skirt around the base of the pot. And the purpose of this is almost to create a network in here. You put them in kind of at an angle and it'll help hold some of the other branches in. But also we want to camouflage the edge of this pot. We really don't want to see that. And then I use the taller spruces in the middle for a little height and more structure. Now the Fraser fir that I'm using here is really pretty, but it's kind of boring if this is the only green that you have. So next I'm going to add some white pine. This is going to give us a little more height. And you can do this on a table for a smaller pot, but I find that with larger ones like this, I want the mobility to be able to move around. I'm going to add some white pine around the base to add a little bit of fringe. And it's up to you how symmetrical you want this to look. Are you going to be able to see all angles of the pot? Then maybe you want a bit more symmetry. Are you only going to see the front? When I'm cutting the branches too, it's a good idea to cut the branch on an angle so it's easier to stick into the soil. Okay. I love these branches of Scots pine because it's got a nice bluish green color. Most of the time when I'm doing pots, I don't necessarily have a preconceived plan of what I'm going to do. I might have a color scheme in mind. Like if I want everything to be more of a bluish green color, you could do a Hanukkah pot. If you had a lot of blue-green, Scots pine, spruce, junipers, and you can spray paint some hydrangeas white. That would be pretty. I've done pots that have purplish tones to them. You want to take a moment once in a while to just look around at all angles of your pot. And I've got some arborvitae. All right, now I think I want to add let's add our red twig dogwood so I can see what my height is going to be. I can also mix in with the red twig dogwood green Carrie stems or curly willow. I sold some curly willow from my house for one of the other pots here, and I spray painted a bright lime color. And finally, my hydrangeas that I spray painted. We just need a little bit of color in here. And then nestle them in there. You could spray paint these any color you wanted, gold, silver, white. So I'm going to take my can of water, water it in like I would do any other live plant. Just like cut flowers inside, they're still going to be taking up water. Large sugar cones are available at Johnson's Gardens and most craft stores. You can easily attach them to your container with pipe cleaners. And the best part is, you can reuse them every year. The only thing missing from this urn I did a couple weeks ago is a little bit more color. This bright red bow should do the trick. I look forward to doing the containers on my porch every year and even weave lights into them. But if you need help, Johnson's Gardens in Cedarburg does custom containers too. Thanks for tuning in today. From all of us at Johnson's Nursery, have a warm and happy holiday season. See you next year.